Hi everyone, welcome to Nonsense Whisky. My name's PF, and on today's episode we're going to be checking out some more Douglas Laing. In fact, this time we're going to be checking out the Old Particular. A couple of episodes ago I tried the Timorous Beastie. You can see that episode up here. But this is the Old Particular range, which is the kind of single cask limited bottlings range. This particular one is a single grain. Now they do single grains and single malts from all over Scotland, and they are presented unchill filtered, uncoloured, literally straight from the barrel, whatever process they do, and they get what they get. Whatever bottles they get from it, that is what is sold, and once it's gone, never to be returned. So this particular one is the Strathclyde single grain 25-year-old. As a bit of an added bonus, as part of my Dram Team subscription, and of course the live stream I did with them fairly recently, again, link up here, I've got a little bit left of the 20-year-old version and the 26, so I'm going to do a bit of a comparison at the end of the short review of the 25. So I bought this bottle after trying quite a lot of Douglas Laing up at House of Malt in Carlisle, and this one really stood out to me, so I went and bought the very last bottle of it. Hopefully Brian Malt Musings is watching, and I still owe him a sample of this because I snatched it out from under his nose. Sorry, Brian. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. But let's go on with this particular one and have a look. So this one is one of 116 bottles. Probably could have flipped it, but I am not into that at all. So I opened that and have been very much enjoying it. Single grain gets a bit of a bashing because it's usually the bulk product for blends. So actually, just down here, I've got the bottle. This is the Hay Club bottle. I actually took the label off because I now use it as a bit of an infinity bottle because the bottle is really quite lovely. But grain gets a bit of a bashing because of it. But once you stick single grain whiskey in a barrel for 20 plus years, it really is quite nice and it deserves your time. So this one actually, it says on here, was distilled August 1990. So it was distilled when I was 5 years old. Bless it. It's presented at 51.5%, which is massive. I think that's why I like it so much. And it varies, obviously, depending on angel share, where it was stored, whatever. The other two, for instance, are different ABVs. Let's try this and see what we get. Oh, it's got a really fresh nose. Definitely grain. You can tell it's grain all over. But there's still that kind of honey notes to it, floral notes to it. Really quite it's a very flavoursome nose. Let's try the palate. It's extremely alcoholic, but the spiciness is there, the sweet flavours are there. It's just a really well-rounded drink. Some people might want to add water to this. It does withstand a little bit of water. I'm not going to do any on the channel today, but some of my regulars will be glad to know I have experimented a little bit with this. It doesn't like too much, but a little bit will really get those flavours going. Water, incidentally, is really good for kind of single cask stuff, unchill filtered stuff, because all them kind of oils and the tannins and things like that, they're already in the liquid, and that's when water really helps. When something's been chill filtered, all of that stuff has been taken out, so it's just, you know, alcohol flavour water, and it doesn't really withstand water that well. But when you drop water, when there's oils and things like that in there, those break down a little bit more and you get more flavours. Good top tip from me. Single cask whiskies, cask strength whiskies, all take a good bit of water. Some, well, not all, some. But, you know, try your bits. With this today, as I said earlier, we have the 20-year-old and the 26. Let's put them in order so that I don't get confused. I really don't have much left of this, but already you might be able to see some differences. I'm not sure of the difference in the casks. Now the 20-year-old had 187 bottles available of it. I should say as well, these goes for around 50 quid when they're released, but once they're gone, they're gone. All of these, you'll not be able to buy these now unless you're on the secondary market. Can't recommend that. They've got enough stuff. They release new things all the time. Just buy one of those instead, I think. Let's not go down the flipping route. But in comparison to this, the nose is similar, but the 5 years makes all the difference, I think. The 20 is 50.6%, so a little bit less. I actually think it's a little bit lighter as well. Maybe that's because of the less ABV, but without a doubt I prefer the 25. Again, I'm a big fan of high ABVs, which incidentally brings me on to the next one, which is 26 years. Now there was 174 bottles of these, so strangely the 25 had less bottles. This is the 25, this is the 26. Keeping track of them. Very similar colours, very similar colours. I'm not even sure if you can see, but hopefully you can. The 26 is at 55.5%, so even more so than the 25. But I think you can really tell these are very, very similar. Very, very similar indeed. Oh, packs an absolute wallop. 55%. It's not even the most ABV I've ever tried in a whiskey, but it really does pack a wallop. So I think if you were going to go between these two, personally I think the 20's been discounted already. It really depends on if you prefer ABV over anything else. I usually do, but in this case, maybe it's because I've spent more time with the bottle, but I do prefer the 25 at slightly less ABV. If I had more of the 26, I might have tried to add water to it. It might have opened up a little bit more. But for me, I think it's just a little bit too vicious at that ABV. Very, very high indeed, but still, I'd be glad to have a bottle of it. Just for me, I prefer the slightly more flavoursome, slightly less ABV. There you go, a bit of an odd episode for me. I don't usually do these comparisons, but while I've got the liquid in place, I may as well do it. I'm going to go through this very quickly now that I know that I've made a video, because I really do like it, and I'll be looking out for more things just like this very, very soon. If you like this sort of content and you want to see more Douglas Laing, I'm going to be doing a lot more of their stuff soon, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And of course, don't forget to check out these videos just here, because YouTube thinks you should watch them.